right, welcome to our Governance and Transparency Committee meeting for August of 2022. All councillors are in attendance. Ipswich City Council respectfully acknowledges the traditional owners as custodians of the land upon which we meet. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging as the keepers of the traditions, cultures and stories of a proud people. Are there any declarations of interest in matters on the agenda this morning? No declarations, no business outstanding. I'll go to the confirmation of minutes. Do any committee members want to move that this morning? Moved by Councillor Doyle and seconded by Councillor Milligan. Any discussion on those minutes from the committee? There being no discussion, I'll proceed to the vote. Those in favour of adopting? That's unanimous and carried. Our first report today is the Q4 Operational Plan Quarterly Performance. Do any members of committee have questions for the relevant officer? There being no questions, I'll seek a mover from the floor. Moved by Councillor Milligan, seconded by Councillor Doyle. Any discussion on that quarterly plan? There being no discussion, I will take it to the vote. Those in favour of adopting? That's unanimous and carried. Our next item is a quarterly report to the Department of State Development, Infrastructure, Local Government and Planning. Any questions of the relevant officer this morning? There being no questions, I'll seek a mover from the floor. Moved by Councillor Milligan, seconded by Councillor Doyle. Any discussion this morning on this matter? There being no discussion, I'll put the matter to the vote. Those in favour of adopting? That's unanimous and carried. Item 4 today is the repeal of rehabilitation policy and update to workplace health and safety policy. Any questions for the relevant officer on this one? All right, I'll seek a mover for recommendation A and B together this morning. Moved by Councillor Doyle, seconded by Councillor Milligan. Any discussion on this matter? There being no discussion, I will put it to the vote. Those in favour of adopting? That's unanimous and carried. Item 5 today is a proposed new trustee lease to Goodna and Districts Rugby League Football Club Incorporated over 135 Brisbane Terrace, Goodna. Any questions this morning? Mayor Harding, I'll call on a property officer, I believe. Or
thank you, Chair.
Property or Sport and Rec?
Oh, actually, probably Sport and Rec, if I may, Chair.
Thank you.
Good morning, Don Stewart, Manager Community and Cultural Services.
Through the Chair, thank you, Mr Stewart. Can I just confirm that we're looking at the property that's, I guess, highlighted in red, the lease area, on page, what is it? I've got it whole punched, 118?
I can't confirm that for you, but I can comment to the, we are looking at a lease that covers the building structure, the clubhouse. The fields remain under permit to council.
So how is this different to the current arrangement?
We are moving away from a trustee permit, which is a 6-monthly seasonally based and issued permit, moving to a 5-year lease for that clubhouse structure only. The fields remain under the permitted arrangement that we have for the majority of our facilities.
Okay. Does that mean, because it's a 5-year lease, will they be taking on some of the maintenance of that as well?
Sorry. Yes, there'll be a maintenance program in place for the club that they'll be obliged to meet on a regular basis. Then there is obviously those arrangements that we undertake under the permit where we will maintain the fields and some of the structures around that field.
Right. Did we offer the footy club to stick to their normal 6-monthly or the 5-yearly, or did we just go to the 5-yearly? Or
the club had indicated a desire to move to a leasing arrangement for the structure of the club. Okay. They have, obviously they're a licensed liquor facility and gaming club, so they need a lease as a much more appropriate tenure document for them to operate under.
So this is their preference to
yes,
do it
it
this
is,
way?
yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr Stewart.
Any further questions from the committee? There being no questions, thank you, Mr Stewart. All right, I will seek a move from the committee. As it's a lease, I'd have A, B and C together. Moved by Councillor Johnnick, seconded by Mayor Harding. Any discussion this morning from the committee on this matter?
If I may, Chair, I think this is great, gives a great deal of security to the Goodwin District Rugby League Football Club. And it gives, and I think it's a good outcome for residents as well. So I think it's great to see that we're sort of moving with the times and having a more, I guess, contemporary structure that'll assist our local sporting clubs.
Thank you, Mayor. Any further discussion this morning? Councillor Johnnick?
Thank you, through the chair. Just it clarifies their position for, you know, future investment and growth as well. So instead of just hanging on a hook, I guess they can plan, strategise a little bit better, which is always a better outcome.
I concur, Councillor Johnnick. It's worth mentioning that the Goodwin District Rugby League Club is over 100 years old. It's an iconic rugby league club, and although it has that age, community sporting clubs actually have a pretty difficult time at present. So you can't assume that they can do things when they haven't got that tenure. They all require tenure. It's something that I think our team is working on across the city, and regardless of whether or not you're a one-year-old club or a 100-year-old club, you need tenure to be able to attract funding and support and actually have a business plan. Any further discussion this morning? All right, I will put that to the vote. Those in favour of recommendation A, B and C, that's unanimous and carried. Item 6 this morning is the extension to preferred supplier arrangement with Secure Corp for security services. Any discussion or questions of the relevant officer this morning? All right, I'll seek a mover from the committee for recommendation A, B, C and D. Moved by Councillor Milligan, seconded by Councillor Johnnick. Any discussion on this? There being no discussion, I'll put it to the vote. Those in favour of the recommendations, that's unanimous and carried. Just as Kate wasn't pressured then, okay? You weren't pressured then. If Councillor Milligan pressures you at any point in time, please inform me as the chair. Item 7 today is a procurement matter for a Nearmap subscription. Any questions this morning for the officers? There being no questions, I'll seek a mover for a recommendation A and B. Moved by Councillor Doyle, seconded by Councillor Milligan. Any discussion this morning? My comments would be that I think Nearmap is a very useful tool, and it's actually pretty cool how cheap it is compared to some other things. It offers a lot of utility. If everything was as good as Nearmap, it'd be a lot easier to run a local government. No, Nearmap's incredible. What you can see on it, it's a great website.
I think through the chair, it's what I whipped out this morning when looking at the dog park quickly and setting the 50 metre back and then allowing for the square meterage. So I don't know exactly the accuracy, but yes, it's come in very handy. And the price is nice.
Councillor Doyle?
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm my thoughts around it. I concur with you that it's a very important tool and it's very user-friendly, and Councillor Fechner and I use it on the road each and every day. We visit residents and across the 22 suburbs all the way down to the eastern suburbs. It's a handy tool to pull out, and it's great for residents. Like I said, it's very user-friendly, and so we're able to, you know, when we're talking about issues, bring up Nearmap. So, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Councillor Doyle. Just an idea for the sort of application. We used it at a recent Rivers Improvement Trust meeting, and you can see the degradation of a riverbank before and after a flood event, which is really useful in conceiving what may need to occur there. So, very practical tool. That being the case, I think that's our discussion exhausted. We'll put them out of the vote. Those in favour of the recommendations, that's unanimous and carried. Item 8 today is another procurement matter for Solus software license and support. There's 2 recommendations. Are there any questions for the relevant officer on this matter? There being no questions, I'll seek a move for A and B from the floor. Moved by Mayor Harding and seconded by Councillor Kunzelman. Any discussion on this matter this morning? There being no discussion, I'll put the matter to the vote. Those in favour of recommendation A and B? That's unanimous and carried. Item 9 is another procurement matter, the Australian Standards subscription renewal. Any questions on this morning for the officers from the committee? There being no questions, I'll seek a mover for recommendation A and B. Moved by Mayor Harding, seconded by Councillor Kunzelman. Any discussion on this procurement matter? There being no discussion, I'll put recommendation A and B to the vote. That is unanimous and carried. There's no notices of motion this morning on matters arising. I would like to close the meeting at 10:34.